Welcome back to my Tears of Scares. I'm your host, William Pride, aka Nexus. Honestly, Tears of Scares been... But I'm going to do something a little different. But, if these things scare you as a child, great! If they don't, leave a comment of what scares you the most as a child. These are my childhood fears. These are ranking these episodes of what really scares me the most. Rules. They must scare me the freaking much. 2. I will actually explain what the episode about and what how it related to my fear. And why it's on the list. Let's begin. The TAME tier. The TAME tier is not so scary, but for the TAME tier is season 5, The Ghost Bride. It's actually a early 90s of Hey Arnold, and boy, this is honestly Hey Arnold have a lot of ghost story episodes, but The Ghost Bride is one of my favorites. The gang walked to the local cemetery. Curly wanted to tell the story about the Ghost Bride, but Gerald actually is the keeper of stories. But Cynthia show of the Ghost Bride, 80 years ago, the Ghost Bride was left at the altar by her fiancé, who fell in love with her sister. She drove so mad she butchered her own sister and brother and fiancé with the axe, and what the scary part is, throw rice at the bed, hum in the wedding march, and do a freaking and jump out the freaking window. You can call what you think, but they actually told her. Honestly, Curly pretended to be the wedding bride. Helga and Curly pretend to be the wedding bride because Curly is mad for not telling the story. But Helga is mad because they actually girls can't handle the scares. So they actually scare them and end up being a heavy reply that there are no ghosts at all until we actually end it was a real ghost. But the reason why this episode is on this tier is because on the tombstone, Arnold can actually read. The tombstone say, "Here rises Symphony Shell. She lived her life and went straight to I can't read it. Honestly, it's a Nickelodeon show. You can really say go to hell with the censors, so I enjoy perfect pick for the TAME tier. For the little scary, it's the Bright Ian Meteor from the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Okay. 1. It from season 1. 2 is based on Little Shock of Horror. Little Shop of Horrors, but it actually called Little Rock of Horrors. And they are bright monsters who actually crash in the backyard. And Billy tried to feeding everybody their brains. Have everybody in Ennsville get their brains sucked out of their skull. And grow bigger every time. You need to feed my brains. And the icon that's on brains is a creepy haunted violin with horn track that honestly big one, fat ones, short ones, baby ones, I'm going to chew them all. Brains. Okay, it's a laundromat. Bring me her brain. Bring me her brain. Bring me her brain. Why is scary? It's a everybody turned to mindless husk. And it's kind of freaky that everybody turned to a brain. And when the brain ate Mandy's brain, and it turned into a dark, evil, spicy brain. So that why. Now it's time for the scary tier. These are for psychological warfare of courage. Perfect. Honestly, this is the season finale of season 4, episode 13. I know it's either... Did you ever get my phone going? Either this or the brother episode of where courage got forgotten. But I like this because, well, the perfectionist appears at a strict school teacher who put him in a impossible stress test and psychological pressure courage. But what the nightmare fuel of the Bugle man. The Bugle monster. This monster is infamous of courage in the Coward Dog history. I didn't got scared of Return the Slab. I didn't got scared by Arnold lifting his helmet and got killed by Pluto. I got scared by You're Not Perfect and the Bugle Man. It's actually a 3D, it's not even 2D, it's a 3D CGI monster model. It's pure nightmare fuel. Why great scary? The blood creature is terrifying, and the kids, it's actually mature for the audience, but the legendary bathtub scene with the trumpet playing fish say there's no such thing as perfect. You're beautiful as you are, courage. With all your perfections, you can do anything. It's terrifying, visually haunted, but a message that make it a choice for. And honestly, yeah, I agree with the trumpet play fish. There is no such thing as perfect. You're you're beautiful as you are. With all your perfections, you can't you can do anything. Now time for the almost horror movie. Okay, this is where it go to full blown almost horror movie territory. What is this almost horror movie to? Mewtwo's Pokemon, the first movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back. Ash dies. I actually watched this in 2000. I could actually say any other movie like The Tree of Life or The Tree of Life from Lucario and the Jewel of Ages or Pokemon Heroes, but this one actually reminds me of this era. The heartbreaking moment perfectly commands an almost horror movie. Ash actually, it's a war between Mewtwo and Mew. Clone versus natural. Their fight is actually mindless of violence, and Ash directly center of the battle. And Mewtwo and Mew unleash their most devastating power. Ash takes the full force of the attack, but the horror of it? Ash turned into the pure body horror. The smoke clears. Ash is knocked out. Doesn't not got knocked out. His body turned into blasted to cold, lifeless gray stone. The horror element was of the scene was executed flawlessly. The chaotic sound, and Pikachu tried to revive his body with Thunderbolt. It's heartbreaking and crying. I could actually just say moments where I cry in anime, but I just... This is incredibly dark for a G-rated. It perfectly traumatized kids. And but Ash come back to life after the clones and the original create a magical energy that reverses petrification and bring Ash to life. But the few minutes of the Dark Feeder at home, because I watch at home, every kid in the audience felt the absolute horror of the world where Ash was gone. To wrap up the tier, we have the absolute peak, the full horror movie tier. Okay, if anybody wants to know which I choose, 2001, Season 1, Episode 4, Dark Harvest from Invader Zim. The infamous episode that basically how this is aired past the censors. Let me break down. It's body horror. What that make it terrifying? The premise is based on a real life criminal underground of illegal human harvest. And should I also mention it also based on a freaking real life, freaking. Okay, Dark Harvest begin with Zim said to the nurse, his alien physiology will be discovered, so he needs to look human. So the solution, he used a remote control device to replace their internal organs with random objects. A desk lamp, a pencil, alarm clock, the nightmare fuel, the kids. Downright repulsive for the kids show. This show, episode is downright repulsive. Zima get progressively grosser and deformed. He forcefully stuffed more and more guts into his own body, but can literally hear the squishing noise when he walks. By the end of the episode, Zim transformed into a massive, bloated, mutant monstrosity of grotesque collection of lungs, liver, intestines washing inside him. He tracks down a Dib in a dark horror and corner him organ. Next, if it plays out exactly like a castrated slasher film. Honestly, the real life organ, but that actually not what I was talking about when I do. The real-life crime is Scott Edgar Dugiski was a portrait of the real-life crime notably linked to the Invader Zima episode Dark Harvest. In 2005, he was 17. He murdered his neighbor, Pamela Vati, in San Francisco. During 2006 trial, the prosecutor cited the episode as evidence because he was obsessed with collecting human organs. Plot point of Dark Harvest: Zim harvests organs to appear human. Dosky alleged to claim the show inspired him to fascinate with the human body and certain organs through his defense argued to and the conviction. Davatsky was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life without parole. Evidence was supported DNA that linked him to the crime and carved symbol into the victim that back to his previous artwork. And he won't be released. He's still incarcerated in 2026. He won't be eligible for parole until 2030. That won't be a couple years. Okay, I hope you have a good day. I enjoy relive my trauma. Also, if anybody want to know, I did not learn about Scott until, well, until a couple years. So, if you guys want to know how, I had to watch Dark Harvest, and it shocked me into the core, and I was fascinated, but I wasn't that fascinated to actually be to copy him. I was fascinated because it was basically a horror movie. So I'm glad they actually did a freaking enter the fortress. And I'm actually glad they did Rocco's Modern Life, the Static Cling. If you want more of my content, please give me a like, follow for more, and subscribe to Ultimate Nexus, where we live Ultimate all the time. Oh, and if anybody wants to know, Lemony say, chaos is... Lemony say hi, guys. Have a good day, guys. Bye.